I got scammed and lost everything. Let me tell you guys what happened, and let me know what I did wrong or how I could have handled this any differently. So this was a few months back, but I'd been job hunting for almost a year. The market was tough. I had interview after interview, not getting a call back. I sent out probably 500 applications. I was just
Wow.
rock bottom. And then I had a recruiter reach out. I was excited, but I wasn't hopeful because I've reached out before and nothing really ever happened. This recruiter sent me a job. It was almost double what I was already making. Flexible schedule, work from home 3 days, like pretty much everything I was looking for. He set up a Zoom interview, and after 3 long interviews, I accepted the position. He sent me my onboarding papers, I did my background check. They mailed me my company laptop and my monitors. I had already left my previous job, and for the first week at the new company, in the field I'm in, it's pretty much all trainings and modules and compliance information, so I was just grinding through all that. I finally finished my last compliance manual, and I got an email saying, "Fresh start tomorrow. Are you ready?" I'm not thinking anything of it. Well, actually, I'm thinking, awesome, I finished my modules. I can actually start doing my job now. Next day comes, and I go to log on, and everything's gone. There's no website. There's no login. I'm not getting any of my emails. And then my laptop just goes black. I'm panicking at this point. So I'm like, oh my god, my laptop must have died. I go to plug it in, nothing. Black. It's completely wiped. I called the number, line disconnected. So I don't know what to do at this point. I'm freaking out. I call the cops. I try to explain to them what happened, and they asked me to come down to give a report. I do. And the investigator said this is the 70th call they've had this month about it. They said they've been tracking hackers and scammers who've been running fake recruiting and fake interviews
Wow.
to collect data. Ask them what they could do about it, and they say, listen, we can't do anything until we find the guys. I'm sitting in that police station. No longer have a job. I currently have no one to sue. I just gave my social, my bank info, everything to these people. I put a lock on all my cards. I called the bank to tell them what happened, to block any transfers, not let me do anything unless it's in person. And this is almost a year later, and they've never found them. Every single day, I check. Do I still have my money? Has any loans been taken out? Anything. I don't know how I got tricked like this, but let me know.
Oh my God, this is actually very scary. And I'm sure this must have traumatized him. Whoa. Somebody said I got scammed last year. It's horrible. They are so convincing. Oh no. I'm sorry, you did not do anything wrong. This can happen to anyone. It just happened to me to get identity theft protection to help if something happens in the future. I did. Man, this is getting scarier by the day. I also got scammed recently. Wow. I'm sorry this happened. Stay positive. I was scammed finding love. You are helping others by talking about this. I've never heard of anything like this. Important public service information. Even I've never heard of this. I wouldn't have ever imagined this. They have now gotten to this extent. Wow. My heart goes out to this guy. Wow.
But honestly, I was a victim of a scam yesterday and they took all of my money. I didn't plan on posting this on TikTok, but whenever I posted my story on Facebook yesterday, it got a lot of traction and a lot of sharing. So I figured, why not share it on all of my platforms? That way we can bring awareness to as many people as possible, because this was absolutely terrifying. It was extremely real for me. I know there's going to be a lot of people being like, oh my gosh, you were so stupid. Why did you fall for that? There's red flags everywhere. Well, at the time I was terrified. I was alone. I was with my child. And I know nothing about dealing with police. I know nothing with dealing with federal things, jury duty, nothing. So I don't know anything. I'm pretty much just gonna read my Facebook post from yesterday. That way I can stay on track and get to the point. This is embarrassing to admit because I feel like an idiot looking back at it. But
Well, you don't have to feel that way, feel like an idiot, because in the heat of the matter, who would start their day and be thinking about, oh, I might be scammed today, so I need to be careful? Who would be doing that?
honestly, at the time, like I said, it was just absolutely terrifying. And whenever you're that scared, you'll pretty much do anything to get it resolved. Yesterday around 10 a.m., I got a call from the sheriff's department. And when I say I got a call from them, I looked down at my phone, saw the automated thing my phone does where it says, please list your name and the reason for your call, and we'll get back to you or whatever. And so it just kind of types out everything that the other person's saying on the phone. So all I saw whenever I looked down is this is Deputy Jason with the Pearl River County Sheriff's Department calling for Morgan Skinner. So yeah, I immediately picked up because I'm like, why are they calling me? Is this like, is my husband okay? Is somebody hurt? Like, I didn't know, so I just answered it. And he claimed that I had a warrant out for my arrest for failure to show up for jury duty. I've never been to jury duty, so I don't know what steps are taken whenever this happens. Like, I have no idea. He gave the address that the paperwork was mailed to, which was our old address, the house that we just sold. That was the address that he listed. And he said the paperwork was signed with my name and it was returned to the department saying that I was going to show up for jury duty, and I never showed. In order for this warrant to go away, then I needed to go to the sheriff's department with my driver's license so they can compare the signatures that's on my license, and it would pretty much clear everything up. He told me I was not allowed to hang up the phone, I could not mute the call, I could not merge calls, and I could not tell anybody that what was happening because it was a legal matter. He then asked me if I had a pen and paper so I could write down all the citation numbers. I said yes. I wrote them all down. As he's saying this, he's explaining all these things in like legal talk. I have no idea what any of it means. I keep asking questions trying to better understand, and he has an answer for everything that I was asking, so everything sounded legitimate. He told me I needed to gather my things immediately and head to the sheriff's department. Okay, well, I still have to get my daughter dressed. I've been outside working all morning. I need to get dressed because I stink. Like, I need to pack her diaper bag. I need to do so many things. He was like, that's fine. We're going to stay on the phone call, and every 3 to 5 minutes, I'm going to check back with you. Literally running around my house like a crazy person, thinking I have a warrant out for my arrest that I had no idea about. And I needed to hurry because I needed to pick up my son from school in about 45 minutes. So I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible. So I'm running around the house like a crazy person as is. I loaded up my daughter in the car, and then he gave me the address to where I was going, which was the actual address to our sheriff's department. They informed me I was not allowed to go anywhere besides straight there. I could not be on the roads because I was not clear to drive since I had a warrant out. He asked me to pull up Google Maps, type in the address, and he wanted to know the numbers on my speedometer so he would know that I didn't venture off and go somewhere else. And then he wanted to know how long it would take, like my ETA to get there, or whatever my phone said. So I told him. He said I had to wait and tell him whenever I was ready to drive so he could clear me, because apparently if a cop pulled me over, I would be arrested right on the spot if I wasn't cleared. So I told him, okay, I'm pulling out of my driveway, headed there. He stayed on the phone with me the entire time. I then received a text from a different number stating everything and all the disclosures. He asked me to pull over to verbally read and agree to the disclosures. It was like 4 or 5 pages. While I was pulled over, after I read the disclosure, he said that one of the citations that I received had become active and I need to pay a bond. I don't remember the terminology that I used, but it was essentially a bond that I would be reimbursed once I arrived on the sheriff's department and cleared my name. I guess it was just their way of ensuring that I was going there and I wasn't just going to go somewhere else and forget about it. So that's pretty much the way he worded it to me. They told me the bond amount was $8,500. Luckily, me and my husband have separate accounts and savings. So I told them I am unemployed and have no savings, so I don't have that much money. They asked me how much I could cover, and the bondsman would try to lower it to a different amount. I told them, and they said they were able to lower the bond to $1,100. I was in full-blown panic mode, saying, you're just going to be taking all my money then? I'm going to be poor. He kept reassuring me that it was just a hold and it was going to be reimbursed once I got there and my name was cleared. I texted my husband to confirm where the sheriff's department was so he could confirm the same address that they told me, and again, it was the same address. Even though I had a weird feeling in the pit of my stomach, they were sending me to the sheriff's department, so why would this be?
I wish you had listened to that weird feeling. That was your intuition trying to warn you. Oh, but I know how those people, they can be on your neck and they will not allow you space to even think or breathe.
Be a scam. As I was pulled over to the side, I realized what time it was and that my son's school was letting out in like 20 minutes, and I had no way of getting to him because they said I was not allowed to go any other direction than to them. And I told them I need to text my mother-in-law so she can pick up my son from school. And they told me, okay, but you cannot tell them any information. I sent $1,100 through PayPal for goods and services. That was pretty much all of my money that I've worked so hard for. I bust my tail every day to make money so I can pay my bills, so I'm not a financial burden on my husband. He would never say that I was, but I want to do as much as I can to not put any stress on him. After that money was sent, he informed me that the background check from the IRS came back and it claims that I have more money in a separate account. So I would have to pay more than $1,100. They told me I need to pay $4,000 more. I kept explaining to them I don't have access to that account and it was my husband's. How did they know about the account? Was it a lucky guess, or do they actually have every bit of information about me? They went as far to say that I could go get the money from my husband, who was over an hour away from me at work. At this time, I'm texting my husband, panicking, telling him he needs to PayPal me $4,000. I was terrified. My husband just got his truck out of the shop that morning, which cost $4,000, and we have a limit of $5,000 spending money on that account, so he was not able to send me $4,000. My husband said he was going to go get cash out and meet me. They said if I met him, they would have to know the meeting spot. That way I could be cleared to drive to that location. They kept saying I was not clear to drive until it was handled, and I would be arrested if I was pulled over. I had my daughter in the car, so you can only imagine how terrifying this is, thinking I could be arrested with my child with me at any moment. She was also screaming her head off this whole entire time. It was just all around a stressful and scary situation. Once they were asking about the meeting spot so I could be clear to drive, this is about when my husband was texting me and calling me, telling me I could hang up. He texted his dad, which is a retired state trooper, and was asking him about this, and his dad said that it was a scam. I was still terrified to hang up, thinking that I was going to get arrested if I did hang up. I'm not even kidding. I was crying, shaking and crying, too scared to hang up. That phone call was an hour and 23 minutes. And then they continued to call me 8 more times. It's the fact that they have so much information about me. It's the fact that they had like walkie-talkies in the background as noise to make it seem like they were actually deputies. Truly, everything they said, they made it sound so real. They put me in a spot where I was just scared the whole entire time. I feel like if I had somebody else with me whenever this was happening.
Huh? This is actually very scary. And those people, they are so heartless. Like, they are heartless. But the thing is, and whatever they are sowing, they will repeat. It's just so painful that they also incur all these causes on their generation. Some person will not understand why everything they are doing is just so hard for them. It's because of your forefathers' sins. Somebody said, I work at a bank and this is the crap we deal with all day. Like, what do you mean you thought the federal government took payment through paper? But that one did not make sense. Federal government actually to pay money through paper. And even the name they will send. What's the name there? That should have been a giveaway, but it's very understandable. She was in panic mode. This would they know that their audience, they have audience, they know the people to target. They also have a target audience. Someone say, how are people just so naive? Who is calling you to tell you that you have a warrant for your arrest? And she now answered, because some people don't ever deal with the police or warrants, Julia. But sister, I've never been to America. It's only movies or TikTok videos or novels. But even now, I know that they will not call you on phone to tell you about warrants. I know that, unless if your lawyer that's calling you to tell you. If I'm not an American, but I know that one. See? So you see, I understand why people are calling you out. I really understand, if we're being honest. But I also understand the state you were in, because you've never dealt with something like this. You have your baby in a stay-at-home mom. You don't really interact with the outside world so much. So I understand why you fall a victim to this. And if we check the people that are falling victim to most of these scams, there's a pattern of behavior. If we check. But I'm happy that your husband was there to cut it on time. Only God knows what would have done if your husband did not interrupt this. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.